Right, good afternoon guys. Having just visited Disney Springs, we're on a general walkabout. We're going for an evening meal at the Olive Garden. So I thought I'd show you the way you pretty much get from that area up there, around Palm Parkway, State Road, is it 535?
Yeah.
And Hotel Plaza Boulevard itself. The hotel's along there, tell a few stories along the way. And let's go and do this. First starting point for you guys, if you are staying on the International Drive, if you get your Lynx bus 350, this is exactly the point where it will stop. You go up across the walkways and you're in Disney Springs, which is always going to help you out. And I think it's about $4 for the journey. First up on our left is the Wyndham Hotel, the Wyndham Resort and the Wyndham Gardens Resort. We've stayed at both of them over the years, including once when it was called the Clarion, and before that when it was called the Grosvenor. Beyond to the left further over there, you can just see spiring out the top there. When we stayed there, it was called the Lake Buena Vista Palace Resort and Spa. Then it changed to a Hilton. When we stayed there, we was hit by Hurricane Matthew, so it brings back kind of memories of being curfewed, like a lot of you would have received recently with the likes of Milton and Helene. There's a Hilton across the road there, and just in front of them in these two areas here, there's two little ponds, and there used to be a railing going round. It's probably still there. I used to tap me ring on the railings, and the little turtles would come swimming slowly up towards you. It's a really cool vibed area, safe, very clean. It's the Reedy Creek district, and this is very much where I would describe as being home. It's simply one of the things I had to do. Come along here every vacation, every holiday, and just feel at home and at peace with myself. Don't believe it's still the same. It used to be run, I think it was by Mears. You had a Hotel Plaza Boulevard Resort Bus A and a Resort Bus B, and they would travel down each side of these and go to all of your Disney parks, all complimentary of course. Coming up on your right hand side there, not the Hilton, these sort of pillars mark a bit further along the road, but the Holiday Inn. We've stayed there when it was the Holiday Inn. I think that was a decade ago. Prior to that, we stayed in there in 1999 when that was a Courtyard by Marriott, and we seem to be getting some vibes here of a common theme. When we were staying there, we was hit by Hurricane Floyd, and I think when it was the Holiday Inn, or it might have still been the Courtyard by Marriott in 2001, we were staying there when unfortunately the tragic events of 9/11 happened, and also again yet another storm. We had Tropical Storm Gabrielle, which is surpassed by the events that happened obviously of 9/11 for obvious reasons. This here to your left, sort of some controversy over the years, something to do with the Reedy Creek Improvement District. I think I was having a go with DeSantis, the governor. I don't know, something to do with Disney taxes and property and whatever. I don't do the politics side of it, so not too keyed up on that bit, but I just love this bit. Even the long grass, each blade of that grass is like the thickness of one of my fingers. But as I said, this area very peaceful, very tranquil, and it's nice to come along here in the evening hours. I've always found it fascinating that all the pipe works are above ground here in Florida. I suppose it just makes easy access. And as the twilight hours approach, you're starting to see a few of them now. You get these guys. Lizards running around everywhere. I said the lizards running around everywhere. Go on. No need to worry so much about the people crossing. Coming up to our left right here, this is the AMA building now, the Amateur Athletics Union, sort of like your governing body for those who do the Olympics, etc., and probably your park runs, marathons that Disney do, etc. They're all involved in that. But it did have a backstory and a history long before that, going into the 60s, before Walt Disney World was even open. That was your preview centre, hosted by those who had come over and employed by Disney, dressed up in the ensemble, and you'd have all the scaled maps, details, all the pictures you see of Walt in museums, etc. They all would have been placed in there. Vlogged it many times now. It's that cool quirkiness to the location. Never stayed at that hotel there. It's now the Renaissance. I knew it in previous times. It used to be like a pale blue colour, and it was called the B Resort. I think it was called the Royal Plaza or Crown Plaza before that. But where you can see the outside lift going up, them top 2 floors back in the day, you could not hire any of those rooms because the entire 2 floors were predominantly always hired out by Michael Jackson. Another hotel that we did stay at, and it's kind of cool that we're looking at it from this angle because that is the scale of what you had. It was just that tower. It looks totally different now as we get around the side of it, where it's become the Drury. It was a Best Western when we stayed there. It was out of action for, must be best part of half a decade. But you get around the side, when I come back to it again, it's now become an absolutely enormous resort. As we get around the side now, you can see how far it's extended. When we stayed there, as I said, it was just that single block column. Now it extends out to at least probably triple the size. Now that it's become the Drury Plaza. I'd be happy to stay there again. We did enjoy our time there. I think, to be honest with you, we've enjoyed our time wherever we've come out here. Certainly never stayed at the Hyatt. As close as it looks, is quite often the distance and not part of Hotel Plaza Boulevard. It sort of, there's a road that goes off the back of Palm Parkway. A lot of your Uber drivers will use it going to the likes of Epcot, etc., and it's just off the road down there. It looks stunning from pictures I've seen, but I bet it comes at a pretty price tag as well. One of these exclusive resorts. Never stayed at that hotel over there. It's still, to this day, a DoubleTree. It's like suites basically, little living areas that you can hire out for your stay. And that is pretty much the last of the hotels that are on Hotel Plaza Boulevard. The rest of it's just a pleasant, tranquil walk up to like a main gate at the start there, generally adorned by Minnie and Mickey Mouse. Oh yeah, that has become a huge resort. Again, you can see a link stop, so it stops several times down here on Hotel Plaza Boulevard. It will go up State Road 353, then it will turn into Palm Parkway. It will go up to a junction called Darrell Carter Parkway or Centre, where you've got Portillo's, White Castle, a few other bits and pieces. There's a Wawa there, and from there it continues, turns off, goes down towards SeaWorld. We'll continue from SeaWorld up to a bus station, which is like an open air car park, but it is a bus terminal here, and then you can get another bus there. I think it's a 38 or a 41, which will take you onto International Drive. In view now as we come up to the top end. If you was to take a right, you would end up coming either underneath the I-4, and you would carry on down to Kissimmee and the 192, or you can kind of take a left after the I-4, carry on underneath, and I think you can just about see the large building in the distance. That's Mary Queen of the Universe. It's like a church. That is the bottom of Vineland. So if you've heard of Vineland shopping outlets, you'll find them just up there beyond a Longhorns. A few other restaurants in the area. There you go, Mary Queen of the Universe. If you're staying on Palm Parkway, specifically the Rose Inn, sometimes you will hear the bells from that said church. This area here has got retention ponds, which I dare say you will find an elusive stray gator lurking in the swampy area beyond this tree line. It is actually the last time we come down here. If you look at some of my vlogs, the vlog from the last day, it actually turns around and says we see a snake. As we come past here where Mickey Mouse adorns the main gate, the little bush area there, Rachel was freaked out. The snake was not quite the length of the walkway in front of us, but near enough covered most of it. It was at least 4 to 4.5 feet long. It was one of these harmless black racers, fortunately, and like an idiot I followed it into the shrubbery area just to film it. Knew it wouldn't do me any harm, but there could have been other snakes in that area, so I advise people just to, if you see them, grab a snap, film them, but from a distance. You do not know what wildlife's likely to do. The area in front of you, you can see predominantly looking like a building site. That was once Crossroads. To the right would have been a Perkins. There was an Uno, Crab Shack, all sorts of things. There was obviously Goodings, which was a strangest of small supermarkets which come with a price. It wasn't the cheapest, but it was a carpeted supermarket throughout. They had one, I believe, at Celebration at one point as well, but I think they just went into total liquidation. What else was there? Fuddruckers was there, Sweet Tomatoes, otherwise known on the west coast as the Soup Kitchen. They closed off as well long before the place closed down, and there was a Pirates Adventure Cove. Just this area here, this is where I followed the snake in and just filmed it around there. As I said, it's all on a vlog I've done previously. And now, said State Road 535, if I turn round, you will see immediately Minnie Mouse and of course Mickey Mouse, and then we exit the most magical place on earth. You certainly do not want to step on them or mess with them, that's for sure. As we walk up the State Road, you see there that I believe that once was, well, I know it was once Black Angus. I don't think it no longer is. I think it's since changed. When we was there last year, that was on record, as far as I'm concerned, the best steak I've ever had. but I think it's changed names since. They did turn around, and when we was talking to them in there, they said they were about to change, and this was October last year. This hotel here to your left, the Delta Hotels by Marriott, when we stayed there it was the Doubletree Club, and if you know the area you will be reminiscent to a large pineapple that stood right up there. And then you come to this area here, there's a gift shop which we're about to go into. We've had many at IHOP here, generally the first place to open after the hurricanes, because the Waffle House, which was beyond us in the distance, has long been destroyed. There used to be a place called Dragon Court Chinese Buffet in the corner down here. It was cheap, it was cheerful and quite pleasant. I do like the colour and the size of that truck. It's always been my thing, I've always wanted a truck. That is our favoured Denny's over there, where we met Megan. Absolutely lovely server there, friend with many of us. And that's where we'll be having dinner over there, the Olive Garden. Always loved the artwork on these discount gift stores. And as I said, there is your famed International House of Pancakes. That bike is stunning. Real huge build up of traffic all of a sudden. Yet another holiday destination. Over there, the Sheraton Lake Buena Vista. We stayed there when that was the Sheraton World, and they used to keep little miniature gators in the reception area. This is of course Palm Parkway down here, but we stay a lot nowadays. Pricing sort of forced us out of Hotel Plaza Boulevard. We're just talking as we're walking up there. Our holiday we got booked for next year. If we might be a little bit more brash with the cash, should we say, coming round to that period, we might upgrade. If not, we're happy to stay at the Rose Inn because it is a lovely hotel. Sister hotel, of course, to where we're staying this year. Just have a look, just on the off chance, see if it's here or not. It is. I placed that said sticker there, the Florida Forum. I am the group owner of that and co-runner with a great bunch of admin friends. I placed that there a couple of days after Hurricane Ian. So yeah, so if you want to join the Florida Forum on Facebook, that is my group. Well, that certainly explains the huge build-up of traffic in the area. Right, we're going to tuck into our dinner. We had an Olive Garden, I have a spaghetti bolognese, Rachel has angel hair pasta with an Alfredo sauce, I think.
No, creamy mushroom.
Creamy mushroom sauce and pieces of chicken over the toppers. Scooby's been licking the breadsticks. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. See you in the movies. Bye for now.